A very good evening, dear viewers. Welcome to the English News Bulletin here on Rwanda Television. We believe you had a good day. Now let's take a look at the news in details. The Rwanda Standards Board and the Agency of Air Navigation Safety in Africa and Madagascar, ASENA, have entered a cooperation agreement focused on an ISO 9001 certification for air navigation services in a move officials say will enhance efficiency, safety, and regional technical cooperation in the aviation sector. William Evans kicks us off tonight.
According to officials, the agreement signed in Kigali marks a new step in Rwanda's efforts to position itself as a regional hub for internationally certified standards and services. Under the partnership, the Rwanda Standards Board will provide ISO 9001 certification services to ASENA, the continental agency responsible for air navigation safety across much of Africa and Madagascar. What we shall do is deploy our team of experts to do documentation reviews, on-site audits, and follow-up inspections to ensure compliance with the set standards. We shall be covering 24 areas in 18 countries in the 3 years. The partnership is also expected to promote knowledge transfer and joint capacity building between the two institutions. ASENA Director General noted that maintaining high operational standards remains critical for aviation safety and airspace management.
Basically, we are complied to meet their requirement. I would say it's like a prerequisite for them because it's a demand. An aircraft operator wants safety. An aircraft operation wants efficiency in their operation. So through certification, we give that assurance, and then we deliver. And through the delivery of services, we get the feedback that will help us make sure compliance is maintained, or if there are any, I would say, discrepancies when we don't meet expectation, that feedback will help make sure we fill the gaps eventually, or we fix the issues that needs to be fixed so that risks are well managed to the satisfaction of the consumers, that is the user of our services.
Officials say the agreement will contribute to harmonizing aviation quality and standards across Africa while strengthening cooperation in air navigation systems.
We are building internally the skills and the competences. The question is, how do we use them abroad, even beyond the continent? And that's what Rwanda Cooperation Initiative is all about, but also looking at opportunities beyond the country. And that's where we are looking at expertise export.
ASENA brings together 19 member states, including 18 African countries and France, and oversees air navigation safety services across a significant portion of African airspace. William Evans, RwandaTV News.
Moving ahead, students pursuing technical and vocational education and training studies at Rwanda Polytechnic have commended the contribution of private companies and industries for working closely with schools in preparing them for technology competitions that encourage them to develop projects providing solutions to challenges faced in the society. We do have details. Students from different colleges under the Rwanda Polytechnic gathered in Kigali for a competition showcasing projects designed to solve common challenges in industries, electrical equipment services, and technology sectors. They explained the projects they have developed and the problems these innovations are expected to address. The Airtel inventory management system was facing challenges related to the management of its equipment. In response, we designed a system that enables the company to effectively track and manage its equipment. My team and I worked on a challenge raised by Remco, which involved designing a multi-purpose hydraulic pressing machine. Our task was to create a single machine capable of performing 3 different functions that would normally require 3 or even 4 separate machines. The objective was to reduce the number of machines that need to be purchased while ensuring that all the activities previously carried out by those different machines could efficiently be performed by one machine alone. The Vice-Chancellor of the Rwanda Polytechnic, Dr. Sylvie Mucyo, notes that private sector actors and industries should continue to trust the skills of TVET students as they possess sufficient knowledge and practical expertise in their respective
So
fields.
ubushize umwaka ushize nawe twakoze skill challenge.
Last year, we also organized a skills challenge, but its purpose was mainly to evaluate what the students had learned and whether they could apply their knowledge in practice whenever they were given a task. The particularity of this year's competition is that students are working on real challenges faced by society and industry. This allows us to see their capacity for critical thinking, whether they can identify those challenges, understand their root causes, and come up with sustainable solutions. We would like to continue working closely with the private sector, industries and companies, not only through these competitions, but also through broader forms of collaboration. The Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Claudette Irere, notes that such competitions are organized to reward students who develop innovative technology projects and to support the implementation of their ideas. She encouraged the students to continue improving their knowledge and skills. For example, students who worked on the REMCO project developed solutions that REMCO itself may find useful. If the company decides to move forward with those ideas, it can continue working together with the students. The students created basic innovations that could also benefit other factories and industries. Likewise, the students who worked on the REG project focused on ensuring that equipment is not stolen by designing a system that can identify potential theft. This is another clear example of a project that can provide practical benefits. When students come up with such solutions and they prove effective for an institution, the institution can continue collaborating with them. What I would say Rwanda Polytechnic has done very well is creating a strong connection between industries, factories, and students. Through this collaboration, students may gain employment opportunities or even bigger prospects that begin from the small innovations they develop while still at school. Opportunities that arise from such projects are unpredictable, but what is important is that the school has fulfilled its responsibility.
So ishobora kuvamo hano ntago ushobora kugipredictinga. Icy'ingenzi gikomeye nuko ishuri riba ryakoze ibyo rigomba gukora.
The awarded projects are those addressing challenges identified by different institutions, with students seeking solutions through technology, including artificial intelligence. A total of 49 students participated in the competition. Now, moving ahead, young people say that acquiring knowledge is one of the best ways to enable them to play a greater role in building the country. They made the remarks this Friday as Vanguard Economics awarded certificates to 19 young people who completed a 12-month training program in project development and management. We have details.
The graduates were trained under the second cohort of the Young Impact Associate Program, and they say the training equipped them with valuable skills that will help them improve their own livelihoods while also contributing to national development.
It's a program, now we get on the end, where we run different things, mostly technical schools, where we run how to design programs, from diagnosis of the problem, societal problem, to the designing of the solution to the program. Then we go monitor and evaluate the impact to the society. So we learn different things, generally leadership skills, knowledge, strong mindset to deal with those issues, and to adopt anything. So it's like our society is facing different issues. We are researchers. We are the one who have to design the solutions, to design the policies. So it requires to adapt the system and embed the skills we learned from the program in the current situation now to design the solution.
As a young person in Rwanda who grew up in a country that comes from very difficult moments and that has been striving towards development and a better future, this program has really given me the skills to become an equipped development practitioner. It has given me the context of development, which sectors, what's happening in the sectors, the strategies that are needed in the sectors. It has given me the technical and hard skills to be able to analyze the data, to understand policy, to make policy, to write and present information in a way that's able to provide strategy, I would say that that's what really it has given me. It has equipped me to become a good development practitioner that can really contribute and also be on the table of deciding Rwanda's future in Africa at large.
Magnifique Umukundwa from the Vanguard Economics emphasized that the youth training program has already produced positive results, noting that many of the young people trained in previous cohorts have gone on to make significant progress in improving their lives and careers.
We've been implementing a 12-month program called the Young Impact Associates Program, which aims to equip the next generation of impact leaders on the continent with monitoring and evaluation skills. So this is the second cohort we've actually implemented, which is composed of 19 participants. The program targets 70% of women. They have to be, 70% of them have to be women. There is a focus on refugees and people living with disabilities. This program is very impactful because it's designed in a way that Young Impact Associates learn by doing. So the hands-on learning is a huge component. It actually accounts for 70% of their time. So they learned by working on active projects that Vanguard Economics implemented, in research, in advisory, in program design. And we are very confident that the skills they have gained have equipped them to actually launch successful careers in monitoring and evaluation.
Vanguard Economics was established in 2015. It is a research and advisory firm specializing in socioeconomic research and advisory services, and part of its activities also includes the Young Impact Associate Program, launched in 2022. Through this program, the organization trains university graduates, with 70% of the participants being young women.
Now, the ministry in charge of emergency management has called on public servants to continue fighting genocide ideology, preserve the country's history, and provide quality services characterized by integrity. This was during a commemoration event honoring former employees of the Ministry of Environment and Tourism who were killed during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. More than 500 employees from various institutions, including the ministry in charge of emergency management, the Ministry of Environment Rwanda, the Rwanda Water Resources Board, the National Land Authority, and the Rwanda Meteorology Agency gathered to mark the 32nd commemoration of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. The Vice President of Ibuka at the national level, Christine Muhangayire, stated that the role played by the Inkotanyi in stopping the genocide against the Tutsi and liberating the country laid the foundation for the development that Rwanda has achieved today. The Minister in charge of emergency management, retired Major General Albert Murasira, urged public servants to continue providing quality services to all citizens without discrimination and to keep fighting genocide ideology in all its forms. Those commemorated during the event include more than 30 former employees of the former Ministry of Environment and Tourism, as well as affiliated institutions and projects who were killed during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. During a commemoration event jointly organized by the Office of the Ombudsperson and the Local Administrative Entities Development Agency, it was emphasized that protecting national unity and preventing divisive ideologies are key to building a prosperous nation. We do have details. The institutions involved include young employees, many of whom were born after the genocide. They said that commemoration is an important activity because it helps them take measures to fight and prevent the spread of genocide ideology. The Director General of Local Administrative Entities Development Agency, Claudine Nyinawagaga, stressed that commemoration is essential in safeguarding society from repeating the dark chapters of the past. The Ombudsperson, Madeleine Nirere, also highlighted that remembrance empowers young people to actively contribute to protecting national unity and preventing divisive ideologies. The event concluded with wreath-laying and a moment of silence at the memorial, followed by testimonies from genocide survivors, which served as a powerful reminder of the importance of remembrance and reconciliation in Rwanda. Moving ahead, the Ministry of National Unity and Civic Engagement has announced that it has developed new teaching materials for primary and secondary schools aimed at helping young learners better understand the history of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. We have details. Students in primary schools say that learning about the history of the genocide helps them understand the country's past and teaches them the importance of peaceful coexistence and rejecting all forms of discrimination. Epiphany Umuhoza, a history teacher in primary school in the city of Kigali, says educators play a key role in helping children find answers to many questions they have about the genocide. The principal of the New Life School Rwanda, Fred Isaac Katangwa, notes that schools should work closely with parents to ensure that children fully understand Rwanda's history and the values that define Rwandans. The permanent secretary in the Ministry of National Unity and Civic Engagement, Eric Mahoro, emphasizes that teaching the genocide history to young people is one of the key ways to strengthen national unity and combat genocide ideology. The ministry further urges schools to intensify efforts in instilling Rwandan cultural values, promoting unity and resilience, and educating learners on the importance of rejecting genocide ideology. Now, members of the East Africa Greens Federation say that citizens of the region should strengthen cooperation among themselves in environment protection. They made the remarks in Kigali during a meeting that brought together representatives of these parties from different East African countries. We have details with Prince Manzi.
The meeting, aimed at celebrating 25 years since the Global Alliance of the East Africa Greens Federation was established. The party advocates for environmental protection and democracy in East Africa. Members of the party say that improved cooperation and unity beyond national divisions, as well as the fact that their parties are now able to secure positions in government institutions, among the achievements they are proud of over the past 25 years, despite the challenges that still remain.
I'd look at you as a Rwandese, I look at the other one as a Somali. Right now we are one family. That African unity is becoming real, and everyone has to play his role, you know. And as Greens, we don't have tribes. We are against injustice, social injustice, and kind of stuff.
We have made a lot of efforts and improvements that we can see also on the ground, based on the ideologies that we stand for, and which are very strong and resonates to the people. So we have seen representations in the different, so we have like Rwanda, we have representation, we have members of parliament, we have also, I'm talking about Rwanda, and then now we have the senator.
Frank Habineza, the chairman of the Eastern Africa Greens Federation, notes that they are proud of the progress achieved so far. There have been many developments. Political parties have been strengthened, and people are beginning to understand that protecting the environment is everyone's responsibility. In the past, it seemed as though environmental protection was only the concern of certain groups of people, but now individuals see it as their own responsibility as well. In addition, several projects aimed at protecting the environment have been established. The UN also established the United Nations Environment Programme. Today, global agreements have also been signed on climate change and air pollution, showing that environmental protection has been recognized and approved worldwide. Therefore, whether people fully understand it or not, we all share the responsibility of safeguarding the environment. Since these efforts are now globally recognized, they have become even stronger. Afterwards, in Rwanda, we also established a political party, which we started in 2009. The Federation of Parties Advocating for Environmental Protection and Democracy in East Africa currently consists of 5 countries: Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Somalia, and Burundi. Other countries have also applied to join, although they have not yet been approved.
Now, this marks the end of today's bulletin. Thank you so much, dear viewers, for staying with us. On behalf of the entire news team, we wish you a restful weekend. Good night.